people telling me to press pause. But shit, it's like I just started. My agenda should be getting shot. But I wanna get the farthest through the levels and the bosses. Feeling like I need to freeze time. The world's eating me alive. I need to rewind to the peace of mind that I had when I was 9. Going deep inside, places behind TV lines. The same lines got me to write my own for my favorite games. I wrote a story or a poem and I show 'em in class. Fact, I killed story time. The whole 3rd grade should've known that I grow up to rhyme. So who really knows if I do this without video games? And I mean that bona fide. This is how I'm giving them thanks. But you better know Roman and I never plan to drop, cause we're gaming and creating till we lose our last stop. What?
The people, they come and go. Will I be holding my game? I lock the door and I play. I wanna focus on me. I wanna focus on me. Reflect upon the rest of all my life. I said I'm okay. I'm okay. I remember hiding my Game Boy in the couch. After 3rd grade, I was ashamed of my Blastoise and myself. They told me at a certain age it's time to put it down. They said that to me as I beat the game and I killed them over this sound like. But really, who would I be without that RPG and the boss's beat of the badges won? It's hard to see what I would have become when I made up all the pain I put in the hand of fun. I wish I was a bit more social, wish I was a bit more vocal. A lot of shit that I wish I was, but I'm enough. As a trainer, rapper, racer, gamer, player, never needed to run from myself when I'm proud of how I spend my time. I'll never lose a child inside of me to that fading life.
Hey everybody, this is Geno Boost from GameMusicForAll.com, and you're listening to episode 29 of the SUBCON Video Game Hip Hop Podcast. We're back in full force with video game hip hop lyrics and beats and flows and rhymes and all that great stuff. And we kicked things off with a return to form. You know I can't go long without playing some more Marcus in Rome. And I think it's high time I intro an episode with the intro to Rated D for Dope. That track was Press Start, produced by BNAP, and I'm sure it hits close to home for any retro gamers in the crowd, i.e. everyone listening to this podcast. Because back in the day, it wasn't that cool to play video games. Not like today, where, well, no, it's become uncool again. Thanks a lot, some of you guys out there. Ruining it for everybody. But I'm still gonna play video games regardless, because they're games. Humans have played games since as soon as we stopped having to get eaten by lions and hyenas and stuff. Probably. Like shortly after agriculture, then we probably had games to play. It just so happens that we now live in the future and all our games are in video form. Try to get someone to play dominoes with you, like, you know, on a table. It's not gonna happen. We're like, what are you doing? We could be playing Smash Brothers right now. Anyway, let's get into some news about this podcast specifically. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the fact that you can find mixtapes of all this music up on SoundCloud. Head over to soundcloud.com/GameMusicForAll and you could hear super dope mixtapes containing tons of music from previous episodes of the SUBCON podcast. So if you're racing in Mario Kart 8 or getting your reps in the fighting game of your choice, you could put on one of the mixtapes and you have a solid hour of dope video game based jams. And of course, anyone listening can help support the show, not only on my Patreon at patreon.com/GenoBoost. You can also help just by telling people about the podcast, you know, retweeting, reposting, sharing any of the posts I make about the podcast, and just, you know, slowly getting the word out. And most of all, of course, if anyone listening makes music or knows any great sources of awesome video game inspired hip hop, definitely send it my way, because I'm only but one man and I can only hunt for great new tunes so many hours of the day. So coming up next is a remix of music from Dragon Ball Z plus Can't Get Enough by J. Cole by TK Remix. And so that an anime-based hip-hop remix is tangentially related to today's show, we're going to talk about some anime. So 2015 has come to a close, and I've been looking back on a whole year of new anime that I've been able to watch because I've been getting back into the latest anime lately, and it's usually a wash. I only find a couple episodes or series a year that I really enjoy, but this year seemed especially rich because not only did I get to enjoy two of my favorite anime series I've ever seen come out this year, but my absolute favorite anime also ended this year, so it was an intense year all around. So first I want to talk about the most recent one, One Punch Man. I'm sure you've seen people posting Saitama images on Facebook, especially because I'm one of them. At this point, the anime is already way overrated, but it's still really good. Like, you could be overrated and still be properly rated in some areas. And the storyline is just amazing because, I mean, yeah, it's about a guy who could kill anyone with one punch, but that makes his internal struggle, coming to terms with the alienation his power creates, such a good story. I mean, we've seen people rise above challenges and get stronger until they can defeat almost any challenge with with one punch. So it's nice to skip all that and just get to the internal angst and see where that story rides out. So I'm definitely excited for season 2 of One Punch Man. Well, One Punch Man was almost my anime of the year, if not for an anime that came out about April or May of 2015. Rolling Girls. It was a 12-episode anime with some of the best music in an anime I've heard since Fooly Cooly, and probably just as colorful as that show too. Anyone that doesn't know me knows I'm very partial, and this is probably based on the Fooly Cooly influence. I'm very partial to very short anime series. When anime series reach about 100, I start to lose focus. And I've seen some folks start out with animes that were 5 or 10 episodes in, and now they're in for the long haul with 600, 700 episode animes. And it's like, man, if you didn't get on that train when it started going, there's just no catching up. Like, I've had people tell me, you've got to get into this anime, and I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, it's already 300 episodes in. Yeah. No. Absolutely not. But I've fallen for these traps too. One of my favorite anime series, Hitman Reborn, reached about 200 episodes. I was not expecting that at the time. I was just as foolish as my friends. I started watching when it was about 5 episodes in. Made it to about episode 75, dropped off for a while, and came back around episode like 115. Did a couple binge watches, get all caught up, and man, I would not recommend that anime to anyone because it's too long, and I know they won't watch it even if I try to recommend it. But anyway, back to this 12-episode anime I was trying to talk about, Rolling Girls. It was a very different anime than I was expecting, which a lot of animes do that. You know, you think you're watching one thing with some explosions and stuff, and the next thing you know, it's a harem anime, and everyone's boobs are jiggling, and there's like a panty shot per minute, and you know, with all the fighting and explosions in the first episodes, sometimes you just don't see that sort of thing coming, or someone has to pay more attention to the tags on their anime site of choice. Well, that's neither here nor there. What's important is that Rolling Girls took a turn from awesome to super awesome and interesting because it focused on the nobodies in a town that was full of superheroes. And I'm usually far more interested in the nobodies that have their cars thrown at monsters and stuff. I mean, imagine you're coming out of work, you've been working in the office for like 10 hours today because your boss needed that thing on his desk by 8 a.m. tomorrow, and you're walking out 20 feet from your car, and then some dude just hulks out, like this guy, I don't know, someone was picking on him or something, and he just turns into this giant green thing, and guess what he does? He grabs your car, all the cars parked on the street, every car parked right next to each other, all identical, and he picks yours, and he hurls it at a helicopter. Is that covered by insurance? What do? Do you confront this superhuman beast about it? Hey, buddy. Probably run, right? Well, that's not funny. That's depressing and terrifying. And basically that's what this anime is about, but also with lots of awesome Japanese music, and it's about a coming-of-age story for 4 girls. Well, it's all kinds of things. You should just, I highly recommend it. It's only 12 episodes, so you can decide quickly how you're going to deal with it after the first episode. And I also have to mention that I think this might be my favorite anime series of all time. Kuroko's Basketball ended after 75 episodes. This series has been going on for like 5 years, but on and off because they took like a year or 2 off per season. But it was all worth it in the end because the ending was spectacular. Everything all came together, and everything was wrapped up. I like it when a story wraps up. We forget about that in this day and age where everything gets an immediate sequel if they're able to even break even. Anytime something's successful, it's automatically assumed that there's going to be a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth, and sometimes the story's over. Like, if you really want to support an artist, I've been trying to codify this in my own mind because I'm just as susceptible to this as anybody. I really like Jurassic Park. I want more Jurassic Park. Give me more Jurassic Park. And then Jurassic World comes out and I immediately regret everything. So I try to think to myself, hey, if I really like this thing that this guy created, then I hope this guy gets to create whatever he wants next. Whether that be a sequel to whatever he just made or a completely new idea, that should be up to him. Or her, or them, or maybe highly sentient animal. If you're into anime, make sure you check out One Punch, check out Rolling Girls, check out Kuroko's Basketball. Kuroko's Basketball is even better if you like both anime and basketball, obviously. And then get down to this remix of Dragon Ball X J. Cole. This track is called Frieza and it's by TK Remix.
Cold world. Southside, Eastside, Westside, worldwide. Ride out. Nah, I ain't got no kids yet, but this right here's for practice. I hate to get the seats in the Benz wet, but that's how good your ass is. Make an old man get his glasses, make Wesley pay his taxes, then follow your moves all week on Twitter. Probably make a gay nigga reconsider. You're now rockin' with the best, man. Dress game down to the sex game. Won't brag, but the boy been blessed, man. Let you play with the stick, oh vex, man. She calling, she's texting, she's falling, but let me explain. Gotta tell your old boyfriend straight, girl, cause a nigga don't play them X games. No, straight sexing, no handcuff or arresting. And I ain't coming off on my last name, cause I really can't take no stressing. About where I done been, who I done hit. Your homegirl saying he a bad boy, but I'm signed to the rock, no time for the gossip. Bitch, put down them tabloids.
She said, I heard you got a main chick, a mistress and some hoes. You be up to no good and everybody knows. My homegirls tried to warn me, they tried to let me know. What you got, I need a lot, so I can let you go.
She said, I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough of what you got. Good God, you hit the spot. Try to let go, but I just cannot. So don't you stop, I need that. Cold world, baby, ain't nothing sunny. I see him hating, but it ain't nothing to me. I'm from the Ville where they bang for the money and carry 4-5s like change for a 20. So what I look like stirred. Them niggas over there look like nerds. Never mind that, girl, let's make a track. I'll beat the pussy up, that's the hook right there. That's the hook right there. That's the hook right there.
Never mind that, girl, let's make a track. I'll beat the pussy up, that's the hook right there.
I heard you got a main chick, a mistress and some hoes. You be up to no good and everybody knows. My homegirls tried to warn me, they tried to let me know. What you got, I need a lot, so I can let you go.
She said, I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough, can't get enough. I can't get enough of what you got. Good God, you hit the spot. Try to let go, but I just cannot.
set you aside as I'm flipping through my book, peruse the tome of the ancients to leave them ghoulish shook. Just a wizard and go from head to toe, blasting bolts, grabbing keys like he's knowing where to go. Merlin ain't the name, but he can catch this flow. Grease lighting in a bottle with a minute to win it. Health ticking down, but don't worry, I'll finish. Barton just the reddest to seize. I'm all about a deity's business. Step from heaven, player, please. Fire leaps from fingertips, corridors of rock, conflagrations and heat drips, or blood and pus. Little fire starter with a cast of partners. Flicker the wrist and we'll call you a martyr. Clean up our jar. How's that for starters? Dragon raging flames, bathing the bones. Dust to ash, R.I.P. Let me through the door. I'm a studious man, but so much happier when gold's in tow. Come on.
Ayo, I slay bros hacking with an axe. Today goes compassion lacks artifacts, orbs glass, your minions mad fragile. Ghosts, demons, sorcerers, thieves, smash cattle. Cool believe we keep teams deceased. Speed of the elf, sweet fiends repeat. Crime, witness the wizard, boil heat to peace. Hard luck from the Valkyrie, sweet dreams defeat. Thought you had me when blood splashed the back streets. Actually, Red Warrior needs food badly. Pass me the mutton chop, death in the eyes. Running for the exit when the best equals 5 alive. I see more waves than a coastline. Crash in the old time, jock, you can't hold mine. Undefeated winner will fall to my Mayweather. Ace the razor's edge, I still couldn't play better.
Valkyrie drives a party sword and board, got my defense up. A stormer in the land, throwing daggers leaves me untouched. Adventure too much, well I can't seem to get enough. Run the gauntlet through until I'm blue and never give up. Explore the castles and caves, major magic dungeon crawl. Hack and slash at baddies, left and right, gonna defeat them all. And when I see them fall, relish in their pain. Destroy the generators, I'm the chooser of this lane. Onto the bigger monsters with the potions and riches, and bigger battles with team efforts, and these liches get stitches. I got an itch to take a break, but no time to catch my breath. The fighting never stops in this place, I've even conquered death. Bound into this demi-goddess,
I've not seen such bravery.
aim to be in best in Orlando, that shall call me Valkyrie. Still need my team, even if it's looking like we're screwed. Coming out on top, remember, just don't shoot the food.
Oh hey guys, were you going on a quest or maybe not? Hey, don't forget to bring the quest store. Am I helpful more or less? Core mechanics, slang and arrows. Couldn't you tell though? I'm ready to vanquish evil perils. Bow to my bow. Am I ready to rumble? Sure. Call me social justice, cause all you see is a tumbler. Never stumble, jump and reach for a fresh bundle of my ammo. Get the point? Soon you're taking out the shuffle. Russell Jimmy's, buckle baddies. Wanna know my stats? Please. I don't gotta prove my worth. I'll snatch up this crown gladly. One time they thought they had me, but I roll away from punches, dropping long shots into deadly spots while sneaking bites of lunches. I got a hunch it's kinda silly, but I think you're really stupid. Eat your heart out, cause otherwise I'll skewer it like Cupid. Ruthless, I've concluded. I'm still a humble elf. I'll contribute to the team, but I'm looking out for myself.
Welcome back. The track you just heard was by RPG Unit, and that was Gauntlet, which of course uses the music from the game Gauntlet, and I'm glad they used that theme for their latest RPG-based excursion, because Gauntlet has incredible music. No matter which way you dice it, it's like a one-track version of the Castlevania album, but not as good. That's a bad analogy. Anyway, the Gauntlet theme is incredibly catchy, super memorable, and you can just cut it up any way you want, and it's still nostalgic as hell. Not only that, but they actually tackle the inner lives of the wizard and the elf and the warrior and so on with their deft rhymes. So now, keeping with the theme of supporting artists for the things they want to do instead of the things you want them to do, let's talk about not Smash Brothers, but let's talk about Masahiro Sakurai, the man behind Smash Brothers. Now that Smash Brothers is finally over, what is he gonna do next? I mean, I don't think Konami can hire him to make the next Metal Gear like I had always hoped, because Konami is terrible, and they might not even exist by the time this podcast comes out. At least that's what I keep saying every time I mention Konami on the podcast. The way they treated Hideo Kojima, basically forcing him to make Metal Gear Solids until he either died or quit, and I guess he quit instead of dying. But basically, my theory, since at least Metal Gear Solid 3, was that Konami had chained Hideo Kojima to a basement and forced him to make Metal Gear games. So that's why he made Metal Gear 3. Then he made Metal Gear Acid because he's like, hey, I'm going to make whatever game I want, and I'm just going to call it Metal Gear. And he got away with that for a while, with that one and Metal Gear Rising. But then they caught on to him, I guess, because they're like, no, you have to make a sequel to Metal Gear Solid. And then he's like, fine, I will. You want Metal Gear Solid? I'll give you Metal Gear Solid. And then he basically used up all of Konami's money and ran the entire company into the ground out of spite because he didn't want to make Metal Gear games anymore. At least that's one man's theory. I should start a video game conspiracy podcast. Hideo Kojima was locked in a dungeon for, wow, that would have been like 10 to 15 years. And now that he has escaped, all I hope is that he makes another Lunar Nights game. I mean, if he wants. But anyway, this is about Masahiro Sakurai. I mean, I don't think Nintendo chained him to a basement. I think Masahiro Sakurai was able to get a very sweet deal out of Nintendo. Because he basically said, I'll make Smash Brothers, but give me an entire game studio. And then they're like, okay. And then he makes Brawl. And then they're like, well, we need you to make Smash Brothers for not just the Wii U, but also the 3DS. And he's like, alright, but I want Namco's studio. And then the Nintendo executives probably looked at each other like, It's like, give me Namco studio right now. It's like, and Nintendo made it happen. So, unlike Kojima being locked in a dungeon, Masahiro Sakurai gets anything he wants out of Nintendo. And I'm pretty sure part of his arrangement with Nintendo is that he gets to make whatever game he wants between Smash Brothers titles. That's how the world was lucky enough to get Kid Icarus Uprising, to date my favorite game on the 3DS, and probably some of the best online dueling this side of Mario Kart. So I've been thinking about the options that Sakurai has before him. I mean, he will probably make one more Smash Brothers, but I think he'll probably die before it gets finished, because every time he has to make one, he already dies a little. So what's he gonna do before that, though? On my suggestion, he could perhaps create another Meteos game, or failing that, just make sure that, Meteos is released in some form anywhere, please. I mean, my DS cartridge can only last so long. I would really like that game in any other format, please. I mean, you could put it on the 3DS as a downloadable title. You could put it on the Wii U as a downloadable title. Just give me some Meteos. I don't care if I leave 5 straight scratches on my Wii U gamepad. But the most likely scenarios are either that he's going to make a completely original game, and if he does go this route, he might not even be with Nintendo to make that happen. I mean, he published Meteos with Q Games, and then he was basically like a free agent before Nintendo got their tendrils on him again to make Smash Brothers Brawl. And then I guess Sakurai saw the writing on the wall, and he's like, well, if Nintendo's going to keep making me make games, then I'm going to make whatever Nintendo game I want to make. And that's how we got Kid Icarus Uprising. I think that if he sticks with Nintendo, which is, I'd say, like a 75% chance, well, basically, I think if Sakurai goes on to do something with another publisher or another developer, he already had it in mind during the time he worked on Smash Brothers. Like, I don't think he would leave to just spin his wheels for a while before running into a project. If he doesn't have something lined up with another company, he's probably going to dive right into a new Nintendo game. And if he tackles something on Nintendo, it's probably going to be a reboot rather than an original game, just because I think he likes to go that route. And if you do a reboot, there's still a lot of things he could touch on. I mean, imagine if Sakurai was the one to do the F-Zero reboot. Who knows what that would look like? I'm sure many people would object, and many people would also be delighted. When people say they want a new F-Zero, I'm not even sure if they know what they mean by that. Like, you want a game where you can go fast? Because we have a lot of racing games where you can go fast now. Do they have to be like cars that float? Because I guess that's getting kind of specific. I think Miyamoto is right when he says, well, what's going to make F-Zero any different? And, I mean, it doesn't have to be different. If you just made a really sweet 1080p, super detailed remake of F-Zero X, I'm super on board. I'll pay $60 for that. But, I mean, if you want a brand new F-Zero, yeah, racing games are pretty stagnant. You know, you go, you stop, you can boost now. That's nice. And that's pretty much it. Turn left or right, reverse. I love racing games, but, you know, that's pretty much the pinnacle of racing performance. Or Sakurai could just reboot Meteos. That's all I'm saying. Or, least likely of all, what if Sakurai starts developing mobile games for Nintendo? It's pretty far-fetched, but I don't think it's completely impossible. If there's some weird aspect of creating phone games that catches Sakurai's eye, then more power to him. Like maybe releasing Meteos on phones. That would be cool. Meteos. So let's end it here. Let me know on Twitter or email the show at gamemusicforall@gmail.com with your own Sakurai-based theories for what he's going to be working on next. So now let's get into all the instrumentals you heard on today's show. We kicked things off with the Viper Shuffle by Masahiro. That's another one from the latest on his SoundCloud page. Of course, check the show notes to find links to all the amazing music you heard on today's episode. That was followed up by Sam Chimes with his track Video Game Scratch. And then we heard Blue Beats with his remix Giant Mechanical Cat Gato/Gonzalez, which is clearly a reference to Chrono Trigger. After that, we came back with Elegant Encounters by Sublime Cloud. That's from one of his latest albums, the Delusions of Grandeur EP. Then I dug up a classic by 744. This is called We're Some Robots, I guess. Then we heard from Saiga with Fighting of the Spirits, Tales of Fantasia / Symphonia remix. You can grab that on his SoundCloud page. And then we heard some more from Beatmaker Kells, the man of the hour on the previous episode. This is from his latest album, Sound Vision, and it's the track Cruisin'. And to close out the show, we're going to hear the ending theme to the Game Boy version of Yoshi's Cookie. And yes, I state that specifically because the Game Boy version had different composers than the NES version of Yoshi's Cookie. I don't know who specifically composed the ending, but Yoshi's Cookie for the Game Boy has music written by Nobuya, Akira, Tsutomu, and Noriko. But before we kick it to them, we're going to hear Nintendo Cypher 3, and take a deep breath, because this cipher, produced by Natsu Fuje and Cerevious Notes, features rhymes by DJ Dax, Walter, Extreme Music, Nick B, Jackal, and SLRX, FLR, and Rex. So get ready for about 6 minutes of intense ciphers, video game-based raps, rhymes, lyrics, and beats.
What? I sound weird?
Yes!
Yo, I love these joints. Here we go. DJ Dex!
I seek the heat and Peach knows it's live. Yeah. Kill the beat and leave normal lives. Yeah. Me and team can be normal guys. Guys glorify when I show I ride. Chucks in the circuit on bike super serving with these rappers nervous. That's 0 G's. Murder their corporate, then knife his consultant, then sent to their manager emojis. Eat it what? Like a cheesecake? Pizza. Better get informed like a sweepstake. Tell Peach to please bake for DJ DA. Extra cakes, make a sweet bake. Getting green paper that's linked to the cash. Yeah. Girls that may lace, so bros asking to smash. Yeah. Nobody's decent and recent. I'm dating a trainer from White Summer Rage on my ass. Oh! Plain zero suit. For glory, yes I'm winning. Me and Rosalina, we coming up in the team as a runner-up for the scene, and it's only like the beginning. Bash your brains and Palatine stab. Yeah. Leave a train up in a sprain your gluteus maximus. Slice you up with Lucina's blade. I'm saying don't get back with us. Firefly, right us on the block. Lyric out your rock, homie, cause the way I spit, life to leave you clock. Put no punches the way I need the beat. I did it justice. Explaining how much enough is break, coin chase. Every rapper's eulogy. You're mega mush in the game, man, that's all news to me.
That magic potion got me open, I'm probably gonna need a hell of a shrink. Swagger clean, I dress like I'm agony. Mama takes Zelda from Link, not trying to save her, I'm sorry, ho, I am no Mario. All of them want me, but frankly, I can't get these hoes arrest up. They my Pokedex, I caught a new one, her monkey's a Mankey, I'm Ash Ketchum. No half-stepping, so you know she sprung. The way I licked that apple, you'd have thought that I had Yoshi's tongue. Questioning my money, stupid bitch, you can't afford to ask. I just want the skull, kid, I got on Majora's Mask. Damn, can I get busy? The shrooms got me dizzy. The fuck was I really on? They tell me I rap like I'm Drizzy. I told them hoes I think I sound Kong. Meet a MILF in person and treat her like Persian. Girl, what's your kitty on? If you don't put those things away, I'll be taking you and your titties home. Like, whoop, this decipher for the gamers, bruh. No jocks allowed. Aim at me and I'll do a barrel roll like I'm Fox McCloud. If your mom's a fan, I'm a bomber, man. You can't save her womb. Obsessed with Lara Croft. While she's raiding tombs, I'm a raider room, nigga.
I had a couple kids from my church help me out with the ad-libs on this one. I don't know.
Team Future.
I'm just a little crazy.
I be gaming all day, call me the video game guy. I be having fishes moving along the fish ride. Soda and candy, the things I need for energy. Once I start the show, there's no way you'll be able to stop me. Fish bowl to a fish tank, A rank to an S rank. Dance revolution, my skills beyond the Hall of Fame. I got game bars, I admit that. Let me just name all the games around. 3, 2, 1, yeah, let me go. It's about the time. Super Mario 64. Just racing count? Well, I don't know. We use the same numbers on the old system, so we don't go crazy. We just lose control. Mario, Donkey Kong, Samus on the titles. How many of y'all are just gonna be my rivals? We know who's winning, so you need to start your argument. Please stop insulting. Give me a compliment. Out of my way, it's my time to shine. I could go faster than you can hear my rhymes. Just for the game, not for the glory. You get in on games and Adam to your story. Guess okay. Y'all trying to play. I'm stay there when you finish these bar stuff. Half of y'all time, y'all just racing the car. Y'all just racing the car.
Nick B spits rhymes, leaving you breathless, turning you red and blue. So don't try to get shot when you don't get looks. No pick at you. Hit your ass right in the noggin, the same spot, make your bubble sore. I'll get your girl all messy. She'll get this Professor Zoe. I'll make her get the throwing in and getting on to the smash, brother. We get to bounce in my balls like sports, back and forth like we playing tennis. Raising me your animal crossing in it. So in all you can tell, got the fire in the coursing through me, telling me I'm here to win this. Man, forget all them paintings, cause nothing's more satisfying when you shooting down those ugly ducks. And I'll go get my bats and hounds to come pick you dead. Car keys up, you gorillas ain't no killers, always running to the hill, take a barrel to the top. Just wanna toss a pistol or a star, like a ride and fly on these haters. Got no time for these space invaders. Go another speed on that ass, get a welcome. So don't despise this warriors, how it'll be bad for you. This golden eye, she just fine. It going on since 1889.
Yeah, boy, we stay playing Nintendo. But don't put the gameplay on YouTube. They'll take it down the very next day. Y'all want bars? I said okay. I'm coming with a bass earthquake in this place, boy. Look at your face, you sad, huh? Just roll this up and like this. Don't do drugs. Me and my friends, we in the club getting hella drunk with y'all talking. We so drunk, got red bandanas on and we just crip walking. Bust off the Mia Khalifa. Mama said that I'm a mess. Running through the 6 with my best. You can call me Ness. Red cat, put it to the side. Me and my crew, we ride or die. Man, getting that dollar bills. Be from the future talking to me. Wait, how's that possible? Did somebody lace my shit? Was it you, Pokey? I'ma kill your fat ass next. I just realized that Ness dad making all the racks wasn't in his life. I guess he was a black. Okay, that's just a joke. I am not racist, I'm black too. Don't start your shit. Packing out fat Xbox, that shit. Get your girl pussy pop locking the shit like whoa.
I don't understand how you figure you are better when I'm in my zone. You are no competitor, you're spitting this whatever you're thinking. You are clever, you are not that prone. Really have diminishing history, you're getting to the internet. The city better walk back home. You Kirby's first adventure looking niggas. I don't pop that chrome, but I'll get to slashing, I'll pull the blade and instill the tactic. I'm still amazed that you feel the passion and crave the wait for that real advancement. It's a simple fix that will kill you acting. You think you're brave to that hill is clashing. I built the stance from that guide and riding that wave. You straight, you a real disaster. I came from the place where the hate with his pain, from the way for the change and I'm making mistakes in the place, giving race to the shame. They're trading the faith for the fame and the grain and the race, but it's safe in the gates that I claim in the wake of the grave. They're placed in this latest game to the names who will spray in the days for slaves and the way maintain their trade for the make stick like snakes in the grass. But the last hit sack is the gears ain't metal. Clear they settle for the strength they lack and I'm mad to the fact is I'm well played Timco. Got them a mansion, maniac madness, brainiac banished to the bitch on death row. You ain't special. Look at me suplex beat you ass cause you can't wrestle. Go!
Bow, bow, bow. Beam these niggas up like Samus. Got that fire red, I play it, turn you into ashes. Damn. I'm that nigga with the glasses, but my bitch the baddest. Black mage with the magic, summon up a package. Got that RPG, but it's not a role-playing game. Super Splash Bros, with you up, Steph and Clay. Scribble knots, all these hollers at the bank. Niggas call me Solid Snake, cause I run up in your base. I'm running this shit like Sonic, pack bullet bills and Team Rockets. This Dragon Quest, who can stop it? Rupees and coins in my pocket. Damn. I'm that animal that you should never cross. I'm a real nigga, that's the level after final boss, bitch.
Thanks for listening to the SUBCON podcast. Please support the show by subscribing to me at patreon.com/GenoBoost. Find song links and show notes at gamemusicforall.com/SUBCON. Follow me on Twitter at GenoBoost and Instagram at RetroBitsLA. And of course, you can find the latest video game-based albums at gamemusicforall.com. You are now leaving SUBCON.